Start.
Good evening, friends. My name is Ashutosh and I am a serious defense aspirant preparing for Air Force SSB that's going to be held on 13th Feb in Mysore. So please give your suggestions regarding the lecturate which I will be putting upon in this video. Friends, the topic of my lecturate is the world peace and how nuclear weapons are destroying the world peace. So we all know that all over the world the people are craving for the peace. People's presidents and leaders of all the organizations are trying their best to achieve the peace at the optimum level. So they are just trying enough to make their nations secure from any sort of nuclear weapons or any sort of international threats. But the suspicion and fear among the nations are not making them have their proper negotiations with each other. Likewise, Russia does not trust America. America also does not trust the moves of Russia. And Pakistan is still not friendly with India. Even we can see that tensions for a long time have been going with India and China. So all these things are making some sort of disbalance in the communications and the negotiations of two different nations. Although the peace has been established in Vietnam, but still Middle East, that is India, China and Pakistan, are the danger spot of the world. There is no final decisions on the final relationship between these nations. Friends, the major thing why a nation is suffering this type of threats is the difference in their economics and social values. Some of the nations are much more developed than other nations. Their economies are more boosted and their economies are more developed. Hence, in order to prove themselves the superior ones, they are dominating other nations. And that's why there is a feeling of inferiority complex in the small nations and they are rising against the atrocities which are put upon them by the bigger nations. Also, the power to capture the trade, the power to capture a particular transport and increase their exports through wrong ways have been lead to the war at the local levels. And we can also say that narrow patriotism, religious fanaticism and military pacts are also contributing to these type of situations. Hence, different types of seeing this point of view, different types of views and suggestions were given by the people all over the world to cure this problem. Friends, the nuclear weapons which I am going to talk about are those which can destroy the world even at the eye's blink. As soon as you just see a world and once the nuclear weapons are exposed, then you will see just dust around you. Likewise, I am going to give an example. America is having a nuclear bomb called B-83 and it has a tendency that once it gets exploded, it will destroy 1.2 million people in 6 hours and more than 5 million people in next 6 hours. So you can see that how it intensifies, how does the situation gets worsen when these nuclear weapons are used for the protection of any nation. We can also see that due to the launching of hydrogen bomb and different nuclear weapons by North Korea has increased the tension and revised this topic again at the united level. Keeping this in mind, few suggestions were given by different countries, like Pope of the Francis told United Nations that disarmament is the best way by which we can achieve peace. Friends, it's better that any two nations should not race on arming themselves to the teeth level. It should be better that if, likewise Modi said during the surgical strike, that it's better if we race in the motive that who gets rid of unemployment first and then focus upon that how many weapons are there. Secondly, our late Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru came with the Panchshila argument in which there are few principles like peaceful coexistence, no interruption between the internal matters, protection of sovereignty, and no secret launching of any sort of nuclear weapons or designing any bombs that could destroy the world peace. So these principles were laid out by our Prime Minister on the basis of which a world can easily see peace around it. We all know it very well that nuclear weapons are not the thing that could conquer the battle between any two nations. It's just negotiations and the communication, the smooth communications and the trust that each of the nations would be gaining themselves regarding each other would ultimately lead to the point. So if this world peace, the nuclear weapons are a very big threat to the world peace. And if we want to achieve it at the optimum level, it's important that a giant bloc like Russia and America should realize that yes, they should carry their economy along with the small other countries in order to support them, and we should all try to maintain peace and respect the decisions by the United Nations so that every country is satisfied with its effect in the world. Thank you.